What's up, Harpooners? It's your boy Gobo, and today you're watching our video podcast review of the Deadpool movie. So we decided to do a new thing. Instead of doing the traditional, just straight movie review, we decided to get the entire cast and crew together, see the movie together, and then have a round table discussion of the film. So check it out and see what points you agree with, what you disagree with. We had a lot of fun doing this and seeing this movie, so I hope that you enjoy. Also, it will be mentioned again, but spoiler alerts, if you haven't seen the movie yet, you may want to stop because we will be discussing some pretty key plot elements during the video. So, alright, hope you enjoy. Lunar Harpoon, cast and crew, we're talking about Deadpool. Just got back from seeing the movie, so let's just start off. What is everybody's favorite parts of the movie? And just, once again, spoilers. Spoilers.
Gotta be in the title of the movie because holy shit, spoilers.
You have been alerted to the spoilers.
Spoilers.
So, all right, so I guess I'll start. I say that the opening scrawl of the credits was freaking amazing.
Oh yeah.
So we're having a frank discussion. We're not directing it at the camera. Okay.
Well, it's just looking at the back of your head. Why would you want?
It's fine.
All right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So
it's really just a listening type thing.
Yeah. So the opening scrawl, I thought was amazing. Just how they just frankly explained all of the roles. You know, just a angry teen, and directed by an overpaid douchebag. You know, so I thought that was just like a great introduction to the character and the tone of the movie.
Yeah. Like it seemed like really appropriate, and there were a lot of like real Deadpool moments in this movie, and like I felt like at times it could like they could go there feels like there's going to be more Deadpool movies, but like at times I felt like it could have been like a lot wackier and like more obnoxious and immature.
More
but like
chimichangas.
it took
More
its time.
chimichangas,
It took its time. It kind of just it told like a super like the conventional superhero story in an R-rated fashion. Like you saw essentially Spider-Man happen, you know, format-wise, and with just some boobs and some fucks.
It's way better than Spider-Man. Come on.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I'm not talking about like the quality of the movie compared to Spider-Man. I'm talking about a guy that's dressed like Spider-Man whose story is told a lot in the way that Spider-Man is told. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian gets what I'm saying.
Well, you know, it's the superhero format.
Yeah. And I like you'd think with the R rating, they changed that up a little bit. Like when you watch The Punisher, there's an R-rated like Marvel.
But
like,
there was a gratuitous how he got the girl scene.
Yeah. Which we all know Brian enjoyed.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I think that everybody right now, like and a lot of this comes with Star Wars too. Everybody's like complaining about the repurposing of storylines, but it's like these movies, these big budget action movies are formulaic to a certain extent. And I think that they have to be expected to be formulaic, because if you take some chances, you could fuck up the whole process. So I don't know. Am I wrong?
No, I mentioned that earlier. I think if they would have made it as wacky as the comics, then it wouldn't have appealed to the masses enough for sequels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we had the one scene that was with goofy cartoon characters with the knife in the side of the head.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hoping I was going to get a lot more of that. But that's really my
Definitely could use more.
One
what was
drawback.
the song that was playing when he had the knife in his head? And
Wham!
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 Was it Wham?
Playing in
Wham.
his
Is
head.
that one
Yeah.
thing?
Was it the I'm Never Gonna Dance Again?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's what it was. It was Wham.
Sexy saxophone song.
Mm-hmm. So it was.
They earned that exclamation.
Yeah, I
point.
thought this was interesting. Coming out of the
They
movie,
did.
like every song that played in the trailer was in the movie. Like you get a lot of movie trailers where like the song that plays in the trailer like it doesn't appear in the movie. There's like even scenes in the, like I didn't notice any scenes in the trailers that weren't in the movies, like except the like obligatory like, hey, this is a Deadpool trailer, like that wouldn't appear in the movie. Of
Right.
You know.
And I was definitely afraid of this movie going to just with the trailer aspect that they showed all the best scenes like Marvel movies just or Fox loves to do. Show all their best scenes in the trailer, and then you're just watching a bunch of filler. But this movie it went way over the top.
Yeah, they had a lot of good jokes.
I really enjoyed it. So I guess my other beef is a lot of the characters were thrown at us, and you're supposed to take those in really quick. It was a really steep learning curve, but I still don't remember the what Angel Dust. Angel. Yeah, that's I don't think they ever said her name once.
Okay,
in the movie.
so Deadpool is he's enemies with this guy Francis.
Ajax.
Yes, after the soap, the dish soap.
Francis.
That's
And
right.
then Ajax's sidekick lady was Angel Dust.
Angel Dust. Is
Okay.
The character's name, yeah.
And Colossus shows up with his sidekick. What was it?
Oh man.
Super teenage.
Pissed off teen.
Yeah, right. Angry teen.
Angry teen. Yeah.
It's it's like supersonic teenage, neurosonic teenage warhead. I think is her name.
I don't know.
It's the one.
That doesn't sound right, but that's probably it.
It's
yeah.
the one
Close
where he's like,
enough.
holy shit, that's a cool name. Like,
Right.
then Colossus in this movie, he's not like he is in the other movie. He plays a lot bigger role than he has in any other film. Like,
It's a lot bigger. Too.
Oh yeah, from X-Men 2, where
Yeah.
how can I help? You can save these kids. Like
and
fuck
Colossus,
you.
I escort the kids out.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
In Colossus, I thought it was interesting that they kept him colossal in this entire movie. Like, he didn't go back.
Right.
Like, they're sitting in a cab and he's just like, he's made full of metal and just like
Yeah.
that.
They
that
had
was a
to
good
actually
funny
pay an
moment.
actor.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's in the scroll, a CGI character.
Yeah.
A CGI character. We got Colossus.
That's
And
right, yeah.
I was very happy
Man,
with Colossus.
I didn't pay attention until I saw like one thing out of place in the opening credits. I wasn't really like paying attention. To the
It
first couple of
it
those.
does kind of come out of nowhere, especially because and we went and saw this in IMAX. It seems like every IMAX movie we've gone to over the last 6 months, there's been like 30 previews. So it's like it really kind of like messes with your mojo of like being in the mindset to see a certain type of movie, and then like let's watch the Batman and Superman trailer again because we haven't seen it on YouTube already. Like, so yeah.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've actually like seen a trailer in the movie theater for the first time. Like, I don't think it'll ever happen again.
No, not in the age of information. Not especially in the median that we work in this whole nerd culture world that it is. You know, I think that it's kind of our jobs to see and know these things.
Yeah, every trailer pops up in my timeline like right away, and it's like 4 or 5 times that I gotta watch it. You know, like it's not gonna ruin anything for me. Like, it's not like a big deal that I see the trailers in theaters, but I just realized it. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
So I gotta say, favorite character, Hydra Bob. I am so glad that Hydra Bob made it into this movie.
I think we're all excited about that.
You know, Sans parrot suit, that was by far my favorite character in this movie.
Yeah.
He was in for a whopping 30 seconds, but I was just so happy to see him. It's like it was only for the guys that read the comic book.
Oh yeah.
Like, no one would know who this dude is. Yeah, Jacksonville. Like, come on, no one's gonna know what the hell they're talking about. That was fantastic.
So,
yeah.
And I think this is kind of going back to like what Brian was saying about how they really could only fit so much wackiness into the movie, you know. And I think that's why, you know, the people who are loyal to the Deadpool comics, who have read them all, you know, we remember the pirate Deadpool and space Deadpool, you know, with Hydra Bob in the parrot suit, you know, and that's
parrots don't talk, Hydra Bob.
You know. So
it was really nice to see an actual origin story that didn't feel like an origin story.
Yeah.
It was such a mixed up. Yeah, it was such a mixed up storyline.
I like the pacing, how they start off with the action and they move into the storyline. It flowed very well.
Yes, it did.
It
never felt like it slowed down.
Because I would complain like when I have to watch the next Spider-Man reboot, they're gonna tell that story again. I'm gonna have to groan. I'm gonna groan through that. Like, I wasn't groaning through this story through this movie. Like, I was having fun. Like, Wade Wilson, Ryan Reynolds' character through this movie, is a lot of fun. Like, leading into the Deadpool, like he's just and I want to talk about like Ryan Reynolds as a leading man in this movie. I feel like he's redeemed himself. Like this was just like when he played this role in the last movie, in the X-Men Origins movie, like people weren't asking for a new actor. Like they were asking for a Deadpool movie. They weren't asking to get Ryan Reynolds out of there. They wanted Ryan Reynolds to do it the whole time.
I thought he was a great choice.
Oh yeah.
I thought he played an excellent Deadpool.
And this is like the only role he can do well in, because it's kind of him, and just like when they put him in Green Lantern or in R.I.P.D., just like anytime he gets a chance to have the ball in a movie, he fails miserably. Like he just can't draw that type of money. Like, is it like? Of course, it's Deadpool drawing all the money for this movie. But what do we think as Ryan Reynolds, as the actor to play Deadpool, to play our favorite character?
In one of the Facebook groups I follow, where Marvel is discussed at length, a guy posted a meme. And this is before the Deadpool movie was announced, before the test footage was leaked at Comic-Con, before anybody knew that this movie was going to happen. And it said, if you give us this, and it had a picture of Deadpool in his red suit, they had like rubber chicken or something, if you give us this, we'll forgive you for this. And then it had, a picture of that monstrosity from Wolverine
Origins.
With his mouth shut. And you know what? I forgive them. I forgive Ryan Reynolds for playing that role. I forgive Fox for poisoning the
and it's
world
it's so
with
funny that
terrible
they did
character.
such a great job paying homage to X-Men Origins on if you keep talking I'm gonna sew your mouth shut, and the action figures. It's like my most favorite memorabilia.
Right,
it's
right.
like, oh my, this is so awesome.
Right.
I guess I forgive him, but I won't forget.
We won't.
Right.
No, we don't forget.
I can't.
No.
You can't forget.
You can't forget. Yeah.
How horrendous that was.
Yeah, it's like
I was
Green
talking about
Lantern.
this in the car, that like all of the continuity errors in the X-Men universe come from that movie. Like just everything and always just like the Striker, the
Wolverine's dent in his head,
walking Professor X at the end, like and just like the Deadpool being there. This movie this movie fits for me as opposed to that one that just like that is completely unnecessary in terms of telling Wolverine's story, which they just told entirely through 3 movies, most of which in X-Men 2, where they just told that very exact same story. And it was just so necessary, it ruined so much.
Right. Like we weren't interested in seeing Wolverine as a kid, We
weren't interested in seeing him in love at any point. We weren't interested in seeing him having known Sabretooth. Well, I guess they erased his
grew
memories
up
at
together
the
in the movie. That was
and
ridiculous.
Sabretooth being like a completely different guy,
No, I think this movie
Gambit,
really
Gambit, the Gambit movie's gonna have nothing to do with that either.
Yeah, he even mentions that with the whole. He's like, "Oh man, which timeline are we on?"
They definitely
X?
shot a lot of jabs at the Fox studios. They shot a lot of jabs at the Disney studios, and I thought that was great. I think they really, and just Deadpool doing Deadpool, stepping out of the fourth wall, and the opening with the gum stuck on the camera lens.
Oh yeah.
Like, man, how awesome is that? It's like, this is going to be a good Deadpool movie. This is going to be a good one.
I had to stop and think about it for a second. I was like, is that gum on the camera?
Gum off the ceiling, bloop, onto the camera lens. Like, that is amazing. We're breaking the fourth wall here.
So, oh man. So one thing that I think that we'd be remiss if we didn't mention in this panel review here is that Stan Lee's cameo.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! As the strip club announcer,
DJ,
DJ.
Best Stan Lee cameo to date.
That is, he's a 92-year-old man, a beloved man, a hero of the community, an upstanding citizen, and here he is playing a strip club DJ
to a group of strippers that I would never be allowed in that club. It was far too high class for me.
I found myself laughing uproariously at certain points of this movie. Like, there was a lot of really funny moments. Like, it's not just because Deadpool is funny, just like it's just a really well written comedy, and you'd expect that going into this movie, and that was like a lot of the fun of the movie. That was funny. And that it had a lot of fun with itself. It kind of took itself too seriously at points, I didn't know Morena Baccarin was in this movie, and
Really?
I didn't know that at all. And I was kind of odd for me to see her in that I guess Ryan Reynolds is a little older too, but she's a little older, and like it's kind of odd to see her in just like the Mary, again going to the Spider-Man references, just the Mary Jane role where she's like the girlfriend who's in peril.
Oh,
and
she's no Mary Jane.
I was gonna say, well, and on top of that, I mean, any of our viewers who
Stop debunking my comparisons.
yeah, any of our viewers who have seen Firefly, and I hope it's all of you, because if you haven't seen Firefly, go to Netflix and watch it right now. There's something very wrong with you if you've not done so already. Morena Baccarin is gorgeous. She's like all that is woman, you know. So to see her in a capacity where her character has a little bit more depth, is funny, is very compatible with Ryan Reynolds. I think that it was really good to see her in that capacity. Even though, I mean, she didn't have like a terribly large amount of screen time, but when she was on there, it was really significant, I think. So, I don't know, maybe I'm biased. I have a bit of a crush.
No, I thought she did a great job. I thought T.J. Miller did a fantastic job. He was really funny, really funny. What a great
He plays
bartender.
really well off of Ryan Reynolds. They're
Yeah,
kind of like got the same thing going on.
Oh, we got a bat. Okay.
Guess we're done.
Sit down, Herb.
We got to do a wrap. It's probably just a battery life thing, right? And then we'll call it after that.
Oh, the camera's still rolling.
Is it? Nice. Well, maybe we cut that part out. Alright.
So T.J. Miller, he was
Yeah, I think him and
him and Ryan Reynolds,
Ryan
they play well off of each other. They've kind of got the same shtick going on as comedy actors. Like T.J. Miller's more so being like more focused in comedy, being an actual comedian.
Mm-hmm.
He added a lot to this movie. He was a great little sidekick character, and I really am just curious where they go with this, like where Deadpool fits in the X-Men universe, you know. I don't feel like he appears in the next movie like in like a cameo
No.
capacity.
I really hope to see him
I
in
feel
new
like
Spider-Man. That's where I want to see Deadpool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I want to
if
see
they could
Deadpool and Spider-Man. That's
if
what I
they
want
could
to
do
see.
the triple threat studio with Sony and Marvel and fucking Fox
Disney.
Studios,
Yeah.
and just like coming all together in one, making a super movie with Deadpool, Spider-Man,
So
and Thor.
so a lot of
And
good-
Thor, and Thor.
and Thor, and Batman. Why not? So a lot of good information. We gotta start wrapping it up here, as we don't want our run time to go very long. This has kind of turned into more of a podcast more than anything else. Is kind of, but I think that's great. I think that just getting nerd opinions and just kind of like the opinions that represent our channel. So, last point of talking before we close down here. At the end, there was a teaser scene where Deadpool said the next movie is going to have Cable in it.
Woo, Cable.
Does it happen? And if so, how mind-bogglingly excited are we? We'll start at the end of the table. Brian McCoy.
I think it's going to be amazing. I think that it should have a lot of action. We won't have to have the background, story building like we did in this. Not that it was excruciating like some of Fox's past movies, but no, I think it should be able to jump right into action and be pretty epic.
I think the next movie is going to be even more on the comedy side with more ridiculousness. Because now they open the door, they're building up a base, and they can do anything now.
Yeah, they can get out of that safe zone. Of
Because this
appealing
one
to
seemed
the
a bit
masses.
safe
Yeah, I feel like
for the masses, but the next one's probably for the nerds.
I definitely like Vince's idea that it's going to be funnier. They've already gotten his backstory out of the way, so we're just going to get into the action. And with Cable involved, I really think that's going to be a great way to get him into the Apocalypse saga of the X-Men. I think that's going to be a really good stepping stone to get him in with the rest of the crew there. I think that would be a fun way to tie in with the X-Men is through Cable and Apocalypse. I think that would be fucking sweet. That's that was a fun teaser. Just you made a big joke about it, and I really enjoyed that too. That's Ferris Bueller. That was that was a good one.
What are you doing? It's over.
Go home. Go home.
I think this movie, while it was great, it left itself a lot of room to top itself with a sequel.
Oh, yeah.
Like there's, like they would amp everything up, all the jokes, the action, and just like this character is just so everywhere and always. Like there's so much to do with this character, and I'm glad we got like a real introduction in this way to this character. It's a great film, and I'm glad we saw it.
All right. So one point that you guys didn't cover, as far as now Deadpool is incorporated into the Marvel universe. Guess who's coming? Guess who's coming to dinner at the next Marvel movie? We got Psylocke. We got Archangel. You know where I'm going with this? X-Force movie. Anybody?
Pretty sweet.
I read something.
Make it happen,
for
Fox.
Ryan Reynolds trying to
Omega
produce
Red?
an X-Force movie, and if they could
be
get
awesome
Hugh
if
Jackman
that
in there.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, we gotta get. Hugh Jackman didn't he go on record saying he wasn't playing Wolverine anymore?
Man,
But,
Well,
They did, yeah.
That's you throwing up zeros at.
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
He's-
come on,
yeah,
zero.
all
Yeah,
actors-
they'll
all
make
actors
it
say,
happen.
like, I don't know, maybe
They
it
can clone
won't
Hugh
make a
Jackman.
ton of money.
So in conclusion,
Couple series
harpooners, go see Deadpool.
See it.
You'll absolutely love it. It's a wonderful movie. Don't take your kids,
please don't.
unless your kids can handle the maturity of graphic violence, sex, and
Language.
tons and tons of cursing. So we loved it. Stay tuned to our channel. Next week we got a really exciting thing. We're going to be doing press coverage of Galaxy Fest, and of course we have Starfest coming up in a couple of months. So we got the whole con season coming up. So make sure you keep in touch with us there. Follow us on social media, and like always, like, comment, subscribe. Things you want to see in the future, let us know. We're always up here for the fans.
And thanks to our esteemed panel. Yes, thanks for coming to see the movie with us. Thanks for watching.
More chimichangas.
Jimmy Chuck.
Or
Or
Jimmy
Jimmy
John.
John.